What's up, people? It's your boy Slide. In this video, I'm going to talk about certain things I've noticed. Living in America today is one of the hardest things a person can ever do, whether you were born here or you're an immigrant. A lot of people in this country do not value anything. So it's kind of hard to maintain certain friendships and other kind of connections out there. In America today, I've noticed that a lot of people live in this imaginary world where they think if they do things a certain way that they'll have a good quality of life, which is not the case. I have noticed that many people are miserable because they hate their lives based on the things they've done. Some people have this straightforward thinking of getting a job and having a family is the way of life. So some people who don't have the resources to do these things end up in a tight situation because now they are working extra hours or they're working a job they don't like for a mortgage and for a family. So they sacrifice their happiness for others, which is not healthy. Then it leads to bitterness, resentment, and frustration. In America today, there are so many miserable people. Some of them don't even hide it. Okay, I've seen a lot of things that makes you think. I have met people out here who don't value anything. Okay, I used to talk to some people and they would only talk to you because of the circumstance. Maybe you guys lived in the same area, you guys go to work together, so people will talk to you. But it's like, if you leave those areas, they don't talk to you. A lot of times I've met people here in this society today, they think their time has so much value that they respond to you when they feel like it. Let me give an example. If you text somebody, there's a 95% chance that they got the text and most likely read it. But they don't respond. And some of them respond to you when they feel like it. Like I had this person that I know. She would text me randomly. And I say things just to keep in contact, hey, what's up and everything. And she won't even respond, or she'll respond late. Or sometimes when we're texting, she'll just stop responding in general. And I've noticed this behavior with others as well. There are some people whom I don't talk to anymore. And it's not as if we ended things on a bad note. It's just that they just don't respond. They see a text, they ignore it. And it's like, it's not that hard to respond to somebody. But they don't respond to you because they think you are not worth their time, or they think you are annoying them. And this happens because many Americans today, they don't value anything. I'm looking at certain people like, I don't have to talk to you. You know, I'm just trying to keep in contact. But if you think I'm bothering you, I'm not talking. I don't have to talk to you. So cut that off. But I have some friends of mine who are immigrants. They're immigrants. I still talk to them, even though we live in a different city. I still talk to them once in a while. Why is that? Why is it that with immigrants, basically because I know in their culture, they value friendships, they value connections, they value people trying to reach out to them. And America is not like that. Everyone in America thinks they're so important. Just imagine if you had two people who had the exact same mentality. Well, I'm only going to talk to this person if they talk to me first. That's why people don't keep in contact anymore in this society. If you have a mentality where people should only contact you, or you only contact people when they contact you first, that is why no one calls anybody no more. And I'm being very honest about this. I think what's happening is that a lot of people today are living in their own delusional world where they think the world revolves around them. There are so many people today in this country who walk alone, they're miserable, they're angry, they pretend to be happy. Literally, they do this. And they can't understand why no one wants to deal with them. Some people don't even have bad characters. It's just that they have this ego with them that they're so important. And this is not just me saying this. If you go online, you can find blogs about this and articles about this as well. And some of my other immigrant friends said the exact same thing I said. The exact same thing. Americans today are now living in a state of isolation. And I don't blame the society. I blame the individuals. Because if people really want to keep in contact with you, they'll make an effort. Even if they call you once a year, they'll say what's up. But in my situation, it seems like I'm the person trying to stay in contact with people all the time. It's like I'm the one that seems needy. I'm the one that seems like I'm bugging everybody. And I'm just trying to stay in contact. So I'm like, fuck it. See, things like this is the reason why I don't want to be here no more in this country. Because there's nothing here for me. I don't have anyone to talk to hang out with. I ain't got that. So what's the point of having a life where you go to work and you go back home and that's it? What kind of life is that? It's like to meet new people, you have to go through an organization. And even when you do join an organization, it doesn't mean anything. They may talk to you at that organization, but they're not going to hang out with you. This is the new America today. And people don't understand why people are frustrated. A lot of things I'm seeing is starting to really affect my mood. And it's getting to a point where I'm just getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated because people cannot see what I see. And when I speak on these type of topics, people think I'm just miserable and I'm bitter. And I say, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter because I don't hate my life. Bitter people hate their lives. That's why they're bitter. Most of the time. If not all the time. That's how it is out here. And a lot of people are going through what I'm talking about, but they can't speak on it because society will judge them or they will criticize them for even speaking on these kind of topics. So people are now living in their own frustration. In today's society, there's so many people walking alone on a daily basis. Do you think that's by choice? I'm going to say most of it is not by choice. People today, they exercise alone, they go to restaurants alone, they try new adventures alone, and you can't tell me that it's by choice. It's not by choice. And even some of these people you see out here, even when you do make an effort to know who they are, it's more like, he's a creep. Or what does he want? And why is he talking to me? See, those are the vibes you get from people. That's why things are the way they are today. You know, but people don't understand, and they just live their life by whatever means, you know. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. There's nothing for me in this society. I don't have any connections. I don't have any people out here. I've done my best. I've tried keeping in contact with people. People think I'm bothering them. I've done my best trying to like give people information, how things really work. They look at me as if I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I said, what's the point of me being here? There's no point. I have no desire to stay in this. I have no desire to stay in this society. No desire. If people want to live here, more power to you. There's nothing for me in this society. And most people, I feel the exact same way. Most people feel the exact same way. There's nothing for us out here. People who are enlightened, people who are smart, there's nothing for you. You're just going to live here hoping for, you're going to hope for a better life. Because in the American life today, in order to be successful, you must have a house, you must have a fancy car, you must have like a model type chick in your life. I'm telling you, and all these things are just pure vanity. You know, it's just nonsense. You know, and when people get these things, guess what? They're not happy. You spent your life trying to get your wealth. Now you get yourself a trophy wife. You realize you can't stand her, but hey, it looks good for the public image. People are buying cars just to impress other people. You know? Then people are buying houses that they can't even afford. I mean, what kind of life is this? Pretty damn depressing. That's just my opinion. Anyhow, let me think. Peace.